Alright, so this is a new tier. I think it's a tier of the month. I think every month Showdown makes a new kind of tier. And yeah, last month it was Alphabet Cup, I think, and this month, but it's almost already May, so it's like only a week, and then this tier also is gone. But this is Alphabet Shifts. So basically what that means is that, as you can see here, you have an alphabet. You have the alphabet, you have the abilities, and if a Pokemon gets the Tangled Feet ability, it gets Technician. So it changes. It's not like you can choose, no. If a Pokemon gets Thick Fat, it actually gets Tinted Lens. But of course some Pokemon have like two abilities, so you can choose between two. Like, let's say a Pokemon has Tangled Feet and Thick Fat, you can choose between Technician and Tinted Lens. And in this way, Greninja, Protein, gets next in line is Pure Power, so there you can see my team. But first I use a different team, so that team is for the second battle. First this battle. Oh, I'm going to put the music off. Alright, so of course Thingy Torkoal has White Smoke, and that becomes Wonder Guard. So only water, rock, ground, and that's it, I think. Types can attack it, can hit it. Thingy gets Imposter because it gets the thingy before it. Tentacruel gets Magic Bounce. I completely forgot later, as you will see. Here I just thought, okay, he's going to knock off because I know his moves because I have those moves. So I know he's going to knock off, but I really want those toxic spikes gone. So I just switch in again, predicting the Scald, and I know I can be safe and just get toxic spikes off. And it sucks that he got the burn, but it doesn't matter anyways. Because here I thought, okay, let's just knock off his item and then I will switch out because, yeah, I can't touch it. And if he was smart, he, it was better to keep Scalding. Here, I forgot Confuse Ray also bounced off, of course, so I thought, damn it. Okay, so I know he has to keep Scalding or knocking off because, yeah, anything can bounce if I stay in. So I go into my Moxie Electivire because it gets Motor Drive. And I have Thunder Punch, Cross Chop, Earthquake and Crunch or something, I'm not entirely sure. I didn't expect this at all, but doesn't matter because Tentacruel has done its job to bounce those lame Stealth Rocks. Luckily he didn't get a burn here, but unlucky that I missed, of course. It doesn't matter that much because Archeops is frail anyways. Okay, so I thought, like, why does he send this in? I mean, and then because I'm a flying type. But then he went for a Dragon Dance, even more stupid. It should have just went for an attack. And then the Parental Bond Slowbro comes in. And I just U-turn, which does a good amount of damage. Then I go into Snorlax, because it's the best. It's so much better than Ditto, or even in Alphabet, ABC, AB abilities, better than Igglybuff, because Snorlax has so much HP, and as you know or don't know, you change into everything, you copy everything from the opponent, apart from everything, really everything, apart from the HP. So Snorlax is like the best imposter ever, because it's basically boosts, it makes you better than your opponent because you get more HP. So this would be great for, let's say, switching into Deoxys defense, because Deoxys defense has very great defenses but no HP almost, well 50, not much. So if you switch into that, you get the bulkiest thing ever, or Shuckle or things like that, or Registeel, yeah, Registeel. You get the bulkiest Pokemon. So yeah, I'm getting a little bit behind. This is Protein Deoxys, and I go for return, hoping I can live. I don't know, I had Focus Sash, so I know I can live. So I go for return, then for thingy. I have Trace, so I traced his Protein. But of course that isn't... the Trace is meant for tracing yeah, anything like Tough Claws and Pure Power, Huge Power, Parental Bond, to trace those things, because that will make me much stronger. But tracing Protein is kind of useless. Okay, so I go back to the strong Electivire, and I think the Thunder Punch will kill from here. No, I Earthquake. Okay, that will kill as well. Oh yeah, because I lost my Choice Scarf. Okay, so for the next battle, we'll instantly go into this. I have an entirely different team, and with this team I've won about 5 in a row. I haven't lost yet, so... Oh, let's put the music off. Okay, so I go for... This Entei is so fucking beast. Protein Entei, because it gets pressure. And yeah, as you all know, Entei gets extreme speed. So it's basically like in the ABC abilities tier from Dundee, like the Pikachu. But apart from that, this guy Entei, I invest in HP, so it gets a very decent bulk. And then with the choice band and the protein, my extreme speed do a huge amount of damage, of course, and I get decent bulk. I get super priority, like +2 priority, bulk. It's just insane. Protein Entei would be the best, well, not the best, but one of those very strong Pokemon. So yeah, I have this Thunderous for Water Absorb, because I was kind of annoyed by the Scalding Slowbros, because I always had to switch in my Snorlax to safely deal with it. Because if I switch in, well, I also tried switching in Leafeon, but because it's physically defensive, it can't really take it all that well. And trust me, Parental Bond Scalds almost always burn. It gets like a 55% accuracy, not 60%. If you do the math, you'll learn how that works. But yeah, it's not 60%, a little less, but still, I think it's more than Sacred Fire, or as much as Sacred Fire, or a little bit less. So yeah, that's why I put a Water Absorber. And what better a water Absorber than a very good special attacking electric type Pokemon. So it's like the best combination. Water Absorb for Thunderous, to switch in all water moves and to scare them all very much out. Okay, so I'm getting a little bit behind. As you saw here, I'm really working around this Aggron. It's really getting on my nerves. But I know if I keep using Snorlax and switching around, that I'm eventually going to end up in my Entei, like I do here, because that was my goal. So I could Sacred Fire. Of course, here the protein doesn't matter, because I'm already fire. And it sucks he missed that, of course. But in the end, it wouldn't matter anyway. I mean, come on. Entei is such a powerful beast. And Aggron isn't. And I also have... I think... Yeah, I have Hydro Pump on my Starmie, so that also does a crazy amount of damage. And I could, like, if he would send in his Florges again and wish, I could predict him to predict me switching out, so I could just Hydro Pump. And then he would switch out into Aggron and he would die. Okay, so here I just Volt Switch. And yeah, I didn't know if I already went into Snorlax, but I wanted to make sure he didn't have Heat Wave, because I saw a Zapdos that had Heat Wave, and of course then my Leafeon dies instantly, but he didn't have it, so I can just safely switch in my Leafeon. And then of course I know a Leaf Blade will kill, judging from the damage the knockoff did. And yeah, in this battle Leafeon really puts in the work. You would say it's like an RU Pokemon, but in this battle it really works very, very good. By the way, first I put in Leafeon only a very specific reason, because I first had Ampharos with Poison Heal Toxic Orb, which was awesome by the way, but it was too frail to be a toxic poison healing Ampharos. And that's why I put in Levitate Leafeon, because it gets Leaf Guard, and next in line is Levitate. So that's why I had Levitate Leafeon. But of course then I realized, man, Ampharos is so frail, and even it couldn't live the Scald from Slowbro, so I was like, bah, it sucks. And that's why I switched for Thunderous. But now of course Thunderous can't be hit by ground moves, so it's useless, you could say, Leafeon. But still, as you can see in this battle, it walls his entire team. Or maybe he's just a bad player and didn't use his proper moves. Like his Absol, why would he keep knocking off? Why don't just switch instantly, Volt Switch back out, go back into Gyarados or into Absol and do an attack with that? Why would he? Yeah, maybe he wanted to save his Gyarados for something, I don't know. So he was stalling, but I knew Leaf Blade would eventually kill. And here I don't mind if I die, because I have Extreme Speed Entei, and Extreme Speed Entei kill almost everything. So I go into Extreme Speed Entei, Extreme Speed, Normal type, boom. And it's so handy that I become Normal type, because yeah, the Gyarados will be tempted to use water just out of, yeah, habit, use water moves. And he's multi-scale Gyarados, I checked. Next in line from Moxie comes, or Intimidate, I don't know, comes multi-scale. But yeah, it's maybe, yeah, even if he waterfalled, even then, he wouldn't have killed me, because yeah, I have a decent amount of bulk on Entei, and I'm a Normal type when I Extreme Speed. So yeah, that's the tier for this month. Ability Shift.